Let me say it straight. The 9 to 5 is a trap. You wake up to an alarm you hate, you work for a boss you hate, and to put it simply, you work in a job you hate. You're climbing a ladder and you're collecting a paycheck, but there's no end to the ladder. In this video, you're gonna learn why the 9 to 5 is a trap, and you're gonna learn 3 simple steps to escape it. The 9 to 5 wasn't built for freedom. Henry Ford introduced the 9 to 5 in 1926, and it was simply to make factory workers more productive. Here's the script. You go to school, then you go to college, then you get a job, then you work in that job for 40 years, and when you're finally old enough, then you can retire. When you're 60 years old, maybe you can buy a nice car. But guess what? You're 60 years old. Wouldn't you rather have a nice car when you're 20 years old and not 60? When you're old and you can't even enjoy it? Here's how you do it. You don't escape the 9 to 5 by quitting tomorrow. You escape it by learning a high income skill and just performing that skill and learning that skill 1 to 2 hours a day. That's it. Over 100 days, that's 200 hours. Once you have that skill, like copywriting, marketing, sales, or even a trade like plumbing, you start small. You freelance, you sell products, you start an online course, you start an online business. It's simple. The point isn't to get rich overnight. It's to prove to yourself that you don't need to ask your boss when you can eat lunch. Gosh. Here's the roadmap and the 3 steps. You build the skill, you start the hustle. Once that skill makes enough money, you cut the cord. You don't need to make millions of dollars doing this. You need to make enough money to prove to yourself it works, and then you can finally quit your job and work for yourself. The 9 to 5 was built 100 years ago, so you work 100 years until you're, I'm not gonna get demonetized, but also, just stop working it. Let me know if you enjoyed this video and subscribe. I'm done.